I saw a girl on TikTok and she was like, oh, like, I love being on private stories of people who can't catch a break. And I was like, I can't catch a break. I can't catch a break. So I'm gonna recap probably the last year of my life with no cuts. Hopefully, I do have a big, 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 big mouth. So this all starts in November of 2023. So basically, had a boyfriend. I'm not kidding you. Loved him more than anyone. And I hate to say this, loved him more than my mom. Loved him more than my best friend. Loved him more than my dad. Loved him more than my sisters. I loved him more than anything in the whole entire world. I would have killed myself for him to be alive. I would have jumped into a pile of snakes just to get that man some cough syrup. Okay? And then we were dating over a year. Our anniversary thingy, August. And he broke up with me. No context. And this man was crying on the phone. His ass was like, yeah, we have to do something that you don't want to do, but you know you have to do it. You don't have to do it. And then he broke up with me. Pinnacle moment of my life, wanted to die. Every day. I missed so much school. Then Thanksgiving Day, we get back together. I was so happy. You could have told me my grandmother was dying and I would still be happy because me and Kate are together. Okay, I'm gonna edit that out. Actually, no, I'm not. I don't care. And then we were together. He was so mean. He was so mean. I'm not gonna give details. He was so mean. And he told me, he was like, I really didn't have a reason to break up with you. I don't know why I did. Breaks up with me again in January. Because it's hurting himself how mean he is to me. His words. He feels bad about himself because he's mean to me. Then don't be mean. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. I do everything for you. The fuck. And then I find God again, and I loved it. February, that was a month ago. February, March, we get back together again. And I thought it was going great. I thought it was a class. I thought it was great. Then I hung out with 12 people. 5 girls, including me. 6 boys. He couldn't be there. He was grounded. Not my fault. He breaks up with me because he was mad. I had guy friends. And then, that was in April. He broke up with me in April. Not to mention, in the time of February, I became friends with this girl who told all my business. Moved to a whole different school, still told everyone my business. I'm known in this town for things I don't want to mention. And that was a whole other thing. That was a whole other thing. April, I hang out with this guy. Bad things happened. I'm not going to talk about that. Another pinnacle moment in my life. Flashback to May. And I'm gonna spread his business because I don't care. I become his sneaky link. No one knows about it. And me and my best friend hang out with him and his best friend. My best friend chose them over me. And now she's still dating his best friend. And they're all a little group. But we were sneaky links. The whole summer, we would go on and off, no contact. I would be texting, I miss you so much. I love you so fucking much. Like, take me back. Like, please. Like, I don't understand how it's not going to work. Like, and he was saying all this nice shit. And then towards July, we were actually considering getting back together. I was like, hey, I finally snuck this back in. Find out he has a girlfriend in August. Cried so much. Literally the first week of school. I think it was the day before the first day of school. I woke up to them making a dancing TikTok. and then fast forward, I am still in that little friend group with all these boys. And then it breaks up. Everything's going south. Everything's going downhill. Become best friends with these new people. I love them. They're great. Love it. And then, hold up. And then he texts me and he's like, hey, yo, can I get that hoodie back? And he talked about one specific hoodie. And he was like, I'll give you your claw clip back for it. Like an exchange or something. And I, again, loved him more than anything in the world. So I was like, yes, of course. Yes, of course. Pull up to my crib. And we just didn't stop talking. Mind you, he still has that girlfriend. I don't know why I did this. Call me a homewrecker. I'm a terrible person for that. But he breaks up with his girl, writes the text on FaceTime with me. And we get back together. In September, October, and November. He refused to go to homecoming with me. He refused to let anyone know I was a secret. We were so secretive, he couldn't even come to my crib in the daylight. And then his parents found out. And he broke up with me again. I kind of broke up with him. I was just finally fed up with it. And I was like, we're going to break the fuck up. And so that was terrible. And then a week later at school, I go up to him in the library because I want to talk to this man. I miss this man so much. And so I tell him to text. I was crying in the library while talking to him. I was like, this is the love of my life. I'm talking to the love of my life right now. And then I'm like losing track. And then he was like, I'll text you. Because we weren't supposed to text. And we were on the phone for 30 minutes that night. And I was like, it's so easy for you. Like, it is so easy for you. I've talked to so many bitches. They did bitches after me. It's so easy for you. And it's never going to be easy for me. It's still not easy for me. And he was like, it's not easy for me. How can you say that? It's not easy for me. Got a girlfriend the next week. Love that for me. But then I was just fed up. I was like, wow, love him. But I need to move on from this. And then I start talking to this kid. And then I hear from another person that he was doing something nasty with another girl while we're talking. And I was like, oh. But that kid was a bad kid, so obviously I didn't believe him. And so I kept talking to him. And then I found out he was talking to that girl the whole time we were talking. So I stopped talking to him. Then I started talking to him again. Do you see a pattern? And, you know, it was kind of fine and dandy. You know, I wasn't really feeling it. Like, I like him like this much. Like that much. So him doing that wasn't really a big deal for me. But it was like, oh my God. And then people start spreading rumors I'm talking bad about his new girlfriend. Which I'm not. Because best believe you know. It'd be worse. They said I called her weird. I could come up with a better insult than that to anyone. And that wasn't true. I started getting text messages from her. I mean, it's fine on her behalf. Like, I get it. I do on her side. But everyone else, like, it's none of your business. I was with that man for 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. And they're mad about a 1-month relationship. And then the girl that he said he stopped talking to, the guy I'm talking to, the girl sends streaks at his house, at his home, at the guy I'm talking to house. And so I'm like, hey, Pookie, She's at your house. You can't lie your way out of this one now, king. And he was like, I'm sorry. I really like you. I'm sorry. I don't care. And then text me like a few days later being like, I dropped her. I like you better. Come back. And I came back. I don't know why. And I'm still talking to him and I'm like, God, like someone tear off my eyeballs, rip out my tongue, and nibble on my toes, because why am I doing this to myself? I just want to be a lonely queen bee, having a cutesy like night routine, not having to worry about snapping a man back. Like, I want to be alone. I want to be alone. I want to be alone. It's probably gonna get no views, but I hope y'all enjoyed to my rant.